We conclude this powerful session on making a life, not just a living, by having Jim share his famous set of lessons he calls the 4 ifs that make life worthwhile. This was the framework for one of the very first talks Jim did over 41 years ago, and it contains a message that we need even more desperately today.
The first one is life is worthwhile if you learn. Of course, that's the beginning of being a civilized person, a person of accomplishment, is to learn. We go through those early grades in school. Part of the learning process, though, starts right before we go to school from our parents, mother, father, hopefully. I was very fortunate to have excellent parents who taught me well even before I started school. My mother taught me how to read and write before I went to school, so it made school a lot easier, and I enjoyed it all the years I went through high school, 1 year of college. But my parents gave me that great extra advantage from the things they taught me in those years before school. And then the rest of it is learning as you go, from school to enterprise, getting a job, learning what marriage is all about, the opportunity and responsibility, children, learning the possibilities. It's unique that the possibilities are always far more than we can imagine. So first we imagine the possibilities, then we imagine the possibilities that are possible for us. And I think we need both. Someone gives their testimonial and said, I started with this and I became wealthy, and if I can do it, you can do it. And they take us into a story of possibilities far beyond what we think we could possibly accomplish. But at least we can take from that testimonial their comment that if I can do it, you can do it. I started with nothing, and look what happened for me. You could do it. But on our part now, it's a matter of personal choice. But at least it gives us a glimpse into the full range of possibilities. The income level now in America is $5 an hour for, let's say, minimum wage, up to, top income last year, $68 million one person earned for 1 year. That's the full range of possibilities. Then we have to figure out on that full range of possibilities what's possible for us. Then you go as far as you can see at the moment. But accomplishment, it's just like ambition. Accomplishment helps you to see that much more. Once you've learned some skills, gotten some experience, you learn from that and you say, wow, maybe a couple of more skills and I could multiply my value by 2, by 3, by 5, plus my income, plus my ability to be influential, powerful, helpful. So it's true. Life is worthwhile if you learn. I say to the kids when I have a chance to lecture, high school or college, nothing worse than being stupid. Make sure you get the information while you're here in school. You can sort through it later, throw some away, forget some, whatever, but make sure you get it. Being broke is bad, but being stupid is really bad. And what's really, really bad is being broke and stupid, I say. Nothing worse than that unless you're sick. Sick, broke, and stupid. And that's the ultimate, unless you're ugly. Ugly, sick, broken, stupid, life's most negative scenario. But from the kids to all of us, that's lesson number 1. You have to learn. Part of it we learn by trial and error. We do it wrong and learn to do it right. We think it's right and we work it and it doesn't work, so now we learn from that. Hopefully we learn fast, as quick as possible. But it's true, life is worthwhile if you learn. Second, life is worthwhile if you try. Learn something and give it a try. See if you can do it. See if it'll work for you. We play the game to see if we can win. You can't just say win. Say, no, you got to try. Play the best you can. See if we can have a higher score than the other team when we finish, so we walk off winners. But if we lose a game, that doesn't mean we're losers. It only means we lost the game. So the key is to try it again. See if we can win next time. Put a better combination together. But the same is true economically, or a job, or employment, or enterprise. The farmer plants in the spring, takes care of it all summer. But at harvest time, a hailstorm comes along and beats his crop into the ground. which means now all is lost in terms of his harvest. So the question is, should he ever try again? And the answer is, of course, because the law of averages says more often than not, if you plant in the spring, you'll have a harvest in the autumn. More often than not, which is pretty good odds. Better than Las Vegas. But it's not a guarantee. Every time you plant in the spring, you will have a harvest in the fall, but more often than not, you will. So, of course, even if it was all lost, he would go back and try again in the spring. Not a guarantee, but a promise and an opportunity. And that's all of us can do, is to try our best with whatever opportunities come our way. Part of it's learning to recognize opportunity, take advantage of it. Chance to meet somebody and we let it slip by and, wow, that could have been the chance of a lifetime, could have been an open door. So we try to learn not to miss opportunities, to try it. Then when the record book is finished on your life, let it show your wins, let it show your losses, but don't let it show you didn't try. See what you can do. So life is worthwhile if you learn. Second, if you try. Third, life is worthwhile if you stay. Some people plant in the spring and leave in the summer when it gets hot. The weather's not to their liking, and the weeds are too tall, and the work is too hard. But you got to stay. My advice is to stay at least through the cycle. Doesn't mean you have to stay forever, but at least if you've planted in the spring, see it through to the harvest and see what comes of it. It's like going to a game. Stay till it's over, I say. It's good training. Even though your team is behind, if you walk out and your team is behind, it's really not very polite. So well, they're losing, we're out of here. You know, if you support your team, you probably wouldn't leave till it was over. Even if your team is sort of hopelessly behind, that's good practice. Who are these people that leave early and spill their soft drink down your neck and step on your shoes and trying to get out early to beat the traffic? If you lay the foundation, at least see this project through, finish this one. Doesn't mean you have to build ever again, but at least if you've started this one, see if you can't accomplish this one, to stay through the summer, stay through the challenges, stay until at least this project is finished, and then make a decision on whether to plant again or whether to start another project or whether to do something again. Probably more marriages could be saved if they decided to stay at least a little longer, see if it could be worked out. Sometimes it might be as possible, but at least stay and try. See if there's another answer, another alternative, another way. And there usually is. So if you learn, if you try, and if you stay. My last one was if you care. And I came up with the phrase, if you care at all, you'll get some results. If you care enough, you could get incredible results. Part of the miracle of the human capability and possibility is the ability to care, to love, to truly care about someone else, or to care about the enterprise, or to care about your country, or to care about your village, or to care about your friendship. Care enough to repair what goes wrong. Care enough to confront the challenges, to make something better. Great human possibility to care. Whether it's our children, whether it's our friendships, whether it's our duties to our country or our community. To care about the future of your country, to care about the future of your life, your family, to care what happens. Easy to be tempted not to care, especially if you're a bit of a distance from it. I made a trip last year to India, my third trip to India. It's hard to comprehend a country with so much poverty and extreme challenges for human beings. There might not be anything you can do personally except maybe offer your prayers, but at least to care about what happens, with hope that their life will be better. They'll find ways and means of feeding the poor, inspiring the children, giving hope to the father who wants to take care of his family, whether it's in some remote village or some dusty New Delhi street. To care about the world, which direction it's going. When the world is half slave and half free, that's a difficult time. Abraham Lincoln said, "Since I would be no one's slave, I will be no one's master." That's good caring. Caring put in philosophical terms. And then care about each other, especially the people you work with and you're close to. Because it takes everybody. One person doesn't make an economy. One person doesn't make an institution, an enterprise. It takes all gifts blended together to make something work, and learning to appreciate each person's value. I said to my audience yesterday in Colorado Springs, we had about 1,000. I said it took everybody being here to make this occasion. Those who spread the word, said come and hear the man, me to fly in and show up, took a lot. Then when you walk into a seminar room where there's 1,000 people, you walk in by yourself. But when you walk away, you carry away with you the spirit of all the people, the reaction of all the people. Maybe you had a chance to meet somebody or several people. You walk away with their testimonial or their good wishes. So when you walk in, you only bring one person, but you make the contribution to the whole. Then what's the big factor, the multiplying factor, is that the whole makes a contribution to you as an individual. So by contributing only one person, which is you, but your handshake, your smile, your participation, your reaction, but then you walk away with the substance of everybody, which makes you much richer than when you walked in.